I'm going to tie a bit of a variation on a famous fly, the Blae Black, and this one's going to have a deer hair wing. So this is a size 12 B175, and I'm going to use a black tie-in thread for this. So the tail, as in the standard fly, is golden pheasant tippet. So I'm just going to take a few fibres off one side of that. Set that on. I like to have the two bars shown, so the tail may be a little bit longer than some people like it, but each to your own. So the rib for this one, we're going to use a silver rib, so you can use silver wire, you can use silver oval, or even a fine silver flat. Here I'm going to use a fine, or an extra small actually, uni French. And for the body, I'm going to use a black floss or silk. This is a black rayon. I'm going to take off the length of that. Now, you can either tie this in, I suppose it depends how small of a fly you're going to tie, but you can tie this in single stranded, or as I'm going to do here, I'm going to take the strand, catch it across its middle here on my tie-in thread so it slides up and down it. So then I can slide that down to the tie-in point, get a couple of wraps over it, and then I've got the two, I don't know is it totally visible here, but I've got the two side by side. So one's preceding the other down the shank. You get to the back there, just give it a little bit of a wiggle and that'll flatten it out, and then return to the front of our fly and tie that off. So we'll use the silver rib now. And we'll get sort of 4 or 5 turns on the body. And our hackle on this one, we're going to use a black hen hackle or a black soft hackle. Just separating one out here, nipping the tip out of it, and then I'll tie it in just across that last millimetre or so of stock and fold it back. And then I'm going to wrap this forward and double it as we go through our finger and thumb. As I said, if you wanted even sparser you could strip one side of it, but see, if I grip around here with my finger and thumb, the hackle is between, as I slide it through that, it'll pull all over onto one side and double the hackle. Stroke that back through the finger and thumb again, and this really depends on how bushy or otherwise you want your fly, but 2 or 3 turns I suppose is more than enough. Then I just fold the stock back and snap that off. So I suppose at this point you have a black panel, and the Blae Black would have been just that with a sort of like a grey, steely grey wing. So in this case I'm going to use this, which is a bit of deer hair that I dyed in, I dyed it black but only very briefly, so it has come out as sort of like a blue dun colour. I'm going to pick out a sort of a sparsish bunch of deer hair, and I'm going to set this on for length to the length of the shank, maybe a little bit beyond. Swap hands. Then I'm going to put on a couple of wraps, same as I do for my deer hair heads, but I don't want this one to splay the whole way around. So I'm going to hold it in position as I pull it down, wrap through it, and that should keep the deer hair on top. Get in underneath that and finish it off. So what you can do if you want to neaten this up is just take a lighter and flame that, and it'll still leave you these little butts of deer hair, but I just sort of burnt them back, and say be careful you don't burn your house down doing this. And to finish it off, I'm just going to get a little bit of super glue. And that is our little Deerhair Blae variant. And the idea behind that is to fish that on sort of like a buzzer hatch or a duck fly hatch on some of the locks.